Okay, that's 1, 2, 3.
Hey, what are you doing?
You scared the shit out of me. Measuring stuff again.
And I just gotta ask, what are you measuring that's that short?
Swear to God, I'm gonna fucking come into your room and I'm gonna fucking slit your fucking throat. Say it again. Say it again.
God damn!
Well, she looks mean like this, doesn't she? Those side covers off, you can see that the Dale Walker Stage 2 jet kit was installed on here, the whole shot kit. But this gives me a great opportunity to actually clean a bunch of stuff and remove bullshit that's not even active anymore, like these LED lights that I'm finding everywhere on this thing that don't go to anything and weren't removed. Oh, look, another one. But it gives me a chance to get all the dirt, grime, clean a lot of this stuff up before we pull the carbs. And I'm very thankful, to be honest, that this kit is on here, because the airbox would have been here, and apparently it's a really big nightmare if you don't have this kit on here to pull the carbs. And now, well, I would say that looks fairly simple to me. So yeah, we're just gonna unplug this wire right here and cut that zip tie so that we have throttle position sensor doesn't get wrapped around anything, and then it's pretty much from there just undoing a few screws, taking off the air pods, which is really simple. That's just a couple screws. So really it's just a bunch of screws, and then it just pops out, and then we should be able to just raise it up and put it right here. All that extra crap has been removed, all the, you know, vacuum, EGR, all with the whole shot kit. So I mean, this really just simplified my life. So yeah, let's get these carbs out. So now that I've got the carbs out of the bike, I replaced the middle breather already. These are ventilation lines, but they all intersect, they all run into each other, so I'm actually just going to make it so that it only has one, because this one's still intact right here. This one's still good. This one, however, degraded and fell apart, so I'm actually just gonna shove this in between there and there, and yeah, should be good to go. I gotta take a little measurement here. Yeah, this is too long. Okay, I cut this back just slightly. Anyways, I'll be putting in new breather hoses there, and then after that we can get started on this carb. However, I'm just gonna tear them all down from the bottom. We're not actually gonna remove the carb because I don't think it's necessary, because this one's working, and this one's working all at idle with no issue. So I really don't want to create a larger problem by attacking something that might not completely need it. But looking inside here, I can definitely tell that they definitely need at least a good basic cleaning, and that does not require a full removal. I can actually do it from right here. So yeah, so we're going to take off the bottom of these. We're going to drain them first, take off the bottom of these, and then I'll go down and get some carb cleaner, and we'll figure out what's going on with this one. I think because I see fuel down in there in the intake, which would lead me to believe that on the top end or middle RPM, when it switches jets, it's actually getting fuel, which is why it feels normal. It's just got all the power. But when it comes down into idle, my guess is the idle jet, pilot jet, is clogged, and we'll figure that out once we get inside here. But this will give me an opportunity to give these things pretty thorough cleaning and fix a few of the problems that the carbs already have. So I'm actually going to plug this junction. I'm going to probably actually take that off and cap that junction line with a vacuum sleeve, because it needs it. So I'm going to choose a vacuum sleeve, we'll pop it over that, and we'll just have one breather on the end. I realize this might be kind of hard to hear because they're doing tree work down on the corner here, but we're gonna remove this. I have a tray down. Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now, trying to make a video. I have a tray down there to catch the gas, so so I'm gonna be honest, most of this is in really good shape. At this point, I'm starting to think that it's not fuel related and it might just be the spark plug is bad. I'm gonna yank that spark plug out. I pulled the stick coil and I put another spark plug on there and I had constant spark. I have not pulled the spark plug yet to see what it looks like. So I think at this point, judging by the condition of this carb, I would say this thing's still in fairly good shape. I'm gonna clean it because I'm already in here. Oh my God, these guys are being so annoying down there. I'm gonna clean it because it needs it anyways. However, I don't think this is a fuel-related problem. I think it is a spark plug problem all day. And to test that, I'm gonna go ahead and clean these first. I'm gonna pull the bottoms of all these off, give them a good cleaning, open the needles, pull the vacuum sleeves, and do the whole 9 yards. Put it all back together, and then we're gonna have a look. We're gonna have a look at that spark plug. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute. Well, I seem to have found my problem here. Let's see if I can focus in on this. My phone is being stupid and doesn't want to focus. Come on, focus, you piece of shit. Let's go. Nope. Okay, whatever. Anyways, the little tines on there are completely chewed up really bad, and I think this is only making contact with the coil every once in a while, and this is from vibrations, which means that plug was loose for a while. So I'm thinking it was sitting in there moving around a little bit. Luckily it didn't chew up the hole, so I'm actually gonna go get a new spark plug and a set of 4 a set of 4 spark plugs, and we're gonna do this properly. We're just gonna replace all the spark plugs in one go. There is no reason for me to take, you know, it's like you already got everything apart, you already tore it down, you may as well just do the entire job. So now it's getting a full carb clean and new plugs, because obviously this one's had some leak by. I don't know if you can see that leak by, but that is definite leak by. So this plug has not been firing correctly for a while because it was loose. So I'm really glad it didn't chew up the hole, but you can see the amount of leak by that happened. Look at the heat coming off the cylinder. See it on that one side versus the rest. You can see where it's been leaking past it. So not good, not good. This spark plug is shit. It's a shitty spark plug, and it caused a huge problem. So we're gonna address that problem right now. Okay, well, we just left 7-Eleven because it's still chicken wing month, and if they're gonna keep doing $5 chicken wings, you best believe I'm gonna go eat them for lunch every day. I don't care. Long hair don't care. Oh, short hair don't care. That tasted great, actually. I'm having some fresh lemonade. But that being said, I got the spark plug. So $12 for one NGK Type R plug. And they didn't have any more. So I was gonna replace them all through the whole bike, but unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to order some, I think. But for right now, let's just see if we can get that cylinder firing and working properly how it should with a new plug. Because that old one is, wow. That old one is not in good condition at all. So we gonna replace it, because that's what you do. But I'm gonna go Mac Daddy on some chicken wings. So first I'm gonna eat because it's lunchtime, and then we'll finish the bike. Sounds good. Okay, I just finished cleaning the carbs. So now we're gonna drop that new spark plug with a much better tip down in there, and hopefully solve that little annoyance that we were having. And I'm probably honestly going to get new stick coil sticks, because these ones definitely have some years of use on them, at least 30,000 miles that we're aware of. So yeah, would seem stupid to not do that. We're gonna pull this one again, get that one out of the way. Actually, that's the one that goes inside there. So did I confuse these? Yeah, I certainly did. That's the one that goes on the outside. Okay, well, and I think I found my culprit. of why that happened, and it's because this sleeve moves horribly, and this one does not. So what happened is the sleeve moved up too high like that, and it allowed all this free play in there, which then tore the living shit out of the spark plug. So what I'm actually going to do is put this one on the outside so I can monitor it, and put this one on the inside so I can pay attention to this sleeve. So what I'm going to do is probably wrap some electrical tape around it and tighten that area up right there, and then slide it back over the top of the electrical tape to tighten that seal up, because these sticks are still working, these stick coils, but this one clearly was our culprit here, and it was causing some problems at vibration. So yeah, alright, well, let's tighten that spark plug up, do the necessary stuff I need to do, and slap this thing back together. Okay, so to solve that problem, just going to wrap a nice tight coating of electrical tape all the way down this, and we want to keep it tight because we want this to be as smooth as possible. We just want to make a nice, create a nice tight fit that we slowly have to climb up and over to tighten it in the center, like so. There we go. Should be plenty. Pull that tight, wrap it off like that, and then let's see if we can slowly and carefully slide this boot over the top of it, like so. There we go. That really took a lot of the play out of that boot, and that should hold it nice and tight. So there, and we're still going to put this one on the outside so I can monitor it. Alright, so this was our problematic one, and so I still think this stick coil might be slightly worn out. However, my objective now is to get this to breach that hole. So I'm actually doing the one that we were having problems with on the outside here to see if I can get this to seat inside of the block a little bit. There we go. Because if I can get it to seat inside the block a bit, then when I push this down, like it is right now, it's got a very good seat, see? So now there's going to be very minimal movement going on here. It's exactly what we want. Minimal movement. Let's see, which one of these? I have this on right? Yeah, I got this on right. Stupid little boot. Needs to back up. There we go. So that one popped on. Get rid of that Denso sign. And this one's good. This one doesn't have any problems. This one stayed nice and tight. So we're actually going to put this in with the new plug right there. Ooh, that went in nice and smooth. So something tells me, let me get this to seat on there. There we go. Flip this one around. That one should be tight. Good. Tight and tight. Excellent. It's exactly what I want to see. Alright. So I'm going to check the other two now on the other side just to make sure they're not going to become problematic here in the future. And we'll revisit all this if we have to, but I'd rather not. I also need to pull take a picture of these part numbers, these Denso part numbers, because I need to order these. I think at this point I'd like to put new stick coils in here. This is a conversion stick coil. Somebody, to explain this, somebody put a ton of time and effort into this bike, making it a performance bike, right? This used to have wires that would run up to a coil that would run 2 cylinders, and now each one has its own coil pack per cylinder. So this has been converted over to a stick coil system, and I believe these are 750, Gixxer 750 stick coils that are on here right now. So, I mean, it's got plenty of power. You know, they have plenty of spark to do the job. So, but as you can see, they've been on here for 4 or 5 years now, and unfortunately they're starting to get some wear and tear and some play and movement. So I think I'm probably just going to order some new stick coils because they're really easy to replace. I don't even have to pull the carbs to do it. I can literally just reach in here and grab them and pull them out if I just take the tank off. So probably do that. Let me check the other side though and see where we stand. All right, the carbs have all been cleaned. These carbs are ready to be put back in, and the bike started. However, before I put the entire assembly back together, right now we're just gonna do testing on the carbs now that I've cleaned them. I need to empty my tray. It's got a bunch of stuff left in it and cleaning solution and all that good stuff. So now that those have been cleaned, I want to blow these off because they have a bunch of dirt, grime, dust, just crap. They need to be blown out from the inside out to get all the dust off of them, and then I need to re-oil those. And the same thing with the other ones over there, wherever the hell they're at, somewhere. There they are. So yeah, but right now let's pull all my napkins I got in there out and remove my tray and shove these back in. It's a pain in the ass. I promise you it's a pain in the ass getting these out. They have to go in this way, so that's the amount of room you have to work with. They have to go down and in, and just, it's a struggle. It's a struggle for life itself. But I did finish those repairs over here, so we have one breather, and I'm going to put a vacuum plug on this one right here, right now, while I have you on board. So there you go. I have all three converted, so now dust can't get inside these, and fix that little repair there, and put a vacuum plug on the end of this one because I might decide to get the T for this later. And then there you go, so it can still vent if it needs to properly. But like I said, at some point I would like to finish fixing this how it should be. So for right now, I'm just going to shove that like that so that it makes sense and everything is sitting where it should. Just going to put the vacuum hose in between there and there because that's all blocked, so should be good to go now. I'm ready for reinstallation. I've already inspected these. They're all good to go. These are not loose, so the only loose one I had created the problem, and that would have been cylinder 2. Most likely this has solved the issue because the carbs all look good. So we're going to go ahead and slap this puppy back together now, and I'm going to get my funnel out. We're going to start this thing and see if we now have 4 cylinders again. Go. We're running all 4 cylinders again, and we're back in sync. There you go. So we've synchronized again. Everything's recovering how it should. We're good to go. Sounds all sexy once again. Alright, well, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay guys, watch the water test. All 4 are firing currently. Sounds a lot healthier.